What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Sofi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's been coming out associated to Sofi, and what shorts did. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Sofi did go down 0.74%. Market was trying to digest a hell of a lot of information today. So you had PPI, which didn't really come in line with expectations, so a little bit lower, so not necessarily the best. You had Barkin, I believe that's the Fed speaker's name, who basically said we're going to be monitoring the data, and depending on that will determine future rate cuts. Powell kind of said the exact same thing. Kind of heeded some caution for the future based on jobs data. Instantly, that did adjust this right here. So now there is a 41.3% likelihood of no cut, nothing like that for the December 18th meeting. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But a lot of data not necessarily coming in line with expectations and whatever else. Kind of low volume as well. So 44.3 million for volume, 61.4 is the average. One thing that I want to draw your attention to, which was rather scary, it was just ultimately one transaction or one or two big transactions that prompted these, but it did have a low today of $13.01. So this is a very clear sign of stop loss. So one stop loss triggers another, and then obviously you just have a very quick sell-off. So kind of crazy that did happen, but this is definitely something to be aware of. I'm going to go over what big money did today, but this is a clear sign that they are anticipating more of a pullback, in my opinion, of course. But Sofi today did actually put out two pieces of news. First thing was this right here. Or sorry, I guess first they put out this at 7 a.m. So Rapid Finance expands availability of Rapid Access Prepaid MasterCard to all business line of credit clients. So I brought this up in my pre-market video. It's good. No reason to really buy Sofi because of this. So it's kind of just another good FYI. You could kind of read into it a little bit further. Maybe there might be some underlying additional benefits, but just for face value, I don't really see a good reason to buy Sofi because of that. But this is okay. So Sofi to participate in upcoming investor conference. And this is something I did state that if they were to do a fireside chat or something like that, when the market was insanely FOMO, that would have just put like Sofi over the top to $15, $16 in my opinion. But nonetheless, they are going to be participating at the UBS Global Tech and AI Conference. That's going to be on December the 3rd, 11:55 with Chris. So yeah, honestly, I think that should be fairly good. I don't know at that stage whether that's going to like what they're going to be talking on. Most likely, I'm not really sure. Probably invest, especially with that whole robo invest kind of thing that they put out a couple days back. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Generally speaking, that does usually cause Sofi to go up, but predicting from what will happen from now until December 3rd, it's kind of like a roller coaster a little bit. But shorts did take advantage and they did return a little bit more shares today. So 992,000 shares, 14.45% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 153.88 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 1.21%. That cost to borrow minimum yesterday kind of went away very fast, so it didn't really amount to all that much. Shorts generally have been burnt. Don't know why they're returning shares today and yesterday when Sofi was more in consolidation mode. Rather, they held on and increased when the stock price was going up, a little bit backwards, but they might not be the brightest individuals out there. Generally speaking, it's good because its peak was like 1703. That was October, end of October, to where it is now. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. With tomorrow being Friday, just watch for them to be extra volatile. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but moving over to options, 19 million in calls, 3.56 million in puts. So not any records or anything like that. A good amount though, but still volume is starting to go down. 48% of all the options being done so far today were bearish. And of the call options that were purchased today, you see still of a consensus for it to be between that 14.50 and 15. And then looking at the puts, you see a consensus for it to be sub 12.50. With tomorrow being Thursday though, this is the open interest. So you do have roughly 15,000 at that 12, 10,000 at that 12.50, 21,000 at that 13, 11,000 at 13.50. and then so forth and so forth. So technically, shorts and market makers might have a financial interest in trying to bring SoFi down below 1350. Tomorrow for data points, we have retail sales. So that could be one thing that they could lean on. And shorts have been really freeing up some room. So maybe they might really double down hard tomorrow because SoFi is starting to break down a little bit on the technicals. So I'll go over that in a second. But as of today, these are all the transactions. After hours, you are seeing this pullback, a lot of big money selling. So 1.91, 2.2, 1 million. So a lot of that is kind of causing this over here to kind of sell off for whatever reason. So yeah, big money kind of taking profits, selling, and whatever else. You had a small string of buying here, but most of the transactions and big transactions today were sells. But over and above that, though, with it at $13.40 where it did close, it is between this R2 and this R1. So $13.12 is going to be that strong support that you want to watch for it to hold. Didn't really, obviously that flash crash that caused it to go down to 13.01 did momentarily break below that, but $13.69 is going to be that next strong target slash resistance. And as I mentioned in my pre-market video, I felt it was going to trade between this R2 and this R1 today. But yeah, I think in general, just the market is somewhat cautiously optimistic right now. So quickly going over here though, no new analyst ratings, nothing like that. But as of today was the first time in a good week and a half that it did break below that ALMA. So kind of showing more of a tiding or like a changing tide, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think there might be a little bit of pullback coming. So that fib levels I talked on, just take note of them. I'll go back to for reference, but just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points. Stochastic, because of the consolidation over the last couple of days, it has started to reset the stochastic RSI, but it obviously is still rather high a little bit, so around 63. MACD is still bullish, but yeah, generally speaking, I think consolidation is healthy for SoFi no matter what. But I think a lot of people maybe got into SoFi around this time frame and maybe only know of it going up, and so they don't know the caution of SoFi going down and blah blah blah, all that crap. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. So these are some of the strong support and resistance points. So just take note of them if you are wanting to buy, sell, or whatever else. So 13, 12, 12, 22. And of course, I don't see any of that being touched, at least in the next little bit. You might have this being kind of the focal point tomorrow. So the R1, so $13.12. I actually did pull the trigger and I sold some covered calls today at that new $28 strike price. I picked June expiry. So yeah, honestly, I think I got, what was it, 40 cents or something like that per option, or it might have been 20. Honestly, I'll have to double check. I did actually this week was a key week for options, especially playing a lot of earnings and stuff like that. So I did 25 separate option trades today or this week. So I'm pretty sure it was either 20 cents or 40 cents. I know that's kind of vague, but I did finally pull the trigger. So knowing my luck, probably SoFi will be well above that. So hopefully my kind of pain will be your benefit in the end. But still, I'm pretty happy with that premium, even if it does expire worthless. So if you haven't researched it yet, I bring this up every video. Research options. They are very, very beneficial, whether you are bullish, bearish, neutral, whatever else. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then over and above that, one final thing, I did launch memberships. So I have multiple different tiers. If you like the channel, want to support the growth, you can definitely join as a member. Or if you want access to my private Discord, then definitely pop over there, take a look at that, because I have some pretty kick-ass buys on stocks and options on there. So make sure you guys pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.